Hey, everybody. I know you guys are used to seeing me with my partner in crime with Wendy Flournoy, but today this is not the WOW podcast. This is me going live to share with you guys across all of a variety of platforms. I'm live in X, Facebook, and on YouTube right now to share with you all about all the changes coming in Freedom Holistic Wellness. Now, why should you care? Well, I hope you do. But the biggest thing is that I'm totally flipping the script on the way that natural practitioner care is being done. I want to share with you guys this vision that I have for being able to work with many more people at a lower cost rather than just a few people that are able to afford private pay, which is what most people do when they are getting holistic or functional medicine care. It's not something that's covered by insurance. Insurance would much rather pay for reactive care and for you to be, taking medications and going through all kinds of procedures rather than prevention. And it's a very sad truth, but it is the truth. And so it's been my mission ever since I learned this to be able to care for people in a more preventative way, as well as also help many heal naturally. And we've successfully done that. I am so very proud of all that Freedom Holistic Wellness has accomplished since we began working with people in this capacity about 5 years ago. And we aren't stopping anytime soon. But the one thing that has been my biggest pain point is that a lot of people can't afford the care that we provide. I will do low cost group programs periodically and things like that. And a lot of people have seen healing as a result of what they've learned in those. But it's not something where I can focus a lot of my energy because of just the model of how functional care works. So I am really trying to flip that. And I'm hoping that if you're interested in this, you are willing to look at what I have put together. I've put together a slideshow to explain why we need this change and what this change could mean for thousands. And that is no exaggeration. The impact of this pivot could be tremendous. And it's something I really feel like God is leading me to and will result in many, many more people being able to receive care in a more natural way or as an adjunct to what they're already doing with their doctor, because I don't tell anybody to stop seeing their conventional medicine doctor. They know you well if you've been going to them for a while. And also, we don't just take people off of medications, but we do create an environment in which oftentimes they have no choice but to take you off your medications. If we create an anti-inflammatory biome, where your body is not in constant cellular inflammation, chances are they're going to need to reduce your blood pressure medicine, your cholesterol medicine, your diabetes medicines, and countless others. I've seen people who've had their asthma eliminated, their allergies eliminated, been able to avoid thyroid medication, just so many different things, skin conditions. Oh my goodness, the thousands of dollars people pay because of skin conditions they have, even for their littles. I've been able to help people figure out why their poor little babies have had eczema to the point that they're scratching themselves bloody. So we are able to accomplish a whole lot. And like I said just a few minutes ago, I don't tell you to come off of your medications, but when your blood pressure is running low, when your blood sugar is running low, when your cholesterol has improved, your doctors don't have the ability, they're not going to just tell you, oh, we'll keep taking these medicines that are going to put you where these things run too low. So that is my goal. My goal is never, I will never, I'm not allowed to, as somebody who is a PhD doctor and not an MD doctor, I have a lot of knowledge, and also because I did integrative medicine due to having almost 2 decades in conventional medicine, I have an understanding of what you all are going through on a conventional medicine level. But my goal is to make it so that you don't need those medications, and then your doctors will take you off of them. And that's the beauty of what I'm able to teach. So what is the big deal about, why do you need to pivot? Because in the current way that most practitioners work, most integrative practitioners, alternative medical practitioners, holistic practitioners, we have many names, wear many hats. We are working with self-pay people. And that's, again, like I said, because insurance is not going to pay for people who are going to make you not dependent on them and on medications, and not dependent on their procedures. So when we are able to give you a new view of being able to look at things on a preventative level, and a natural healing method, a lot of times those medications aren't necessary. So insurance companies won't cover us, and that's okay. But what is not okay is that means that people who pay for us are ones that have to be able to afford it. And that is why I'm trying to make this change. If I can work with the masses on a big scale in a membership platform, then I am able to serve many in that way. So anyway, rather than try and explain it without a visual, let me show you the slideshow that I have put together. I hope you'll watch this. If you don't have time right now, if you come back to these platforms, unless they've censored me, because they love to do that, another reason, and you will see why I am excited to make this change, so that all the many people I help don't have to rely on the public social media platforms. So we're going to go to a censorship-free zone. But anyway, I'm going to share what I have here. And hopefully, if you do not have time to watch now, because I didn't warn anybody, but I'm going to be doing this a lot today through next week, leading up to just before Thanksgiving, so that you can hopefully jump on board with us and help us build this momentum that we are working on. All right, let me... I'm going to share this with you guys. Let's see. There we go. All right. So this is a new season of wellness. We're launching the Freedom Holistic Wellness Community. And in particular, what I'm working on right now is trying to get people involved in our foundational group, which is our sewers community. The benefits of this sewers community, as well as the impact you're going to have, is massive. So I'm going to share all of this in here. Excuse me, I've been talking a lot for 2 weeks about this, and so my throat is definitely feeling it. Okay, so why the heart behind the shift? So Freedom Holistic Wellness has guided hundreds of people toward healing since 2020 through biblically rooted integrative principles that nurture body, mind, and spirit. I'm switching my screen over here so I'm not so blind and I can actually read it without my glasses. All right. As costs rise and the world grows noisier, I have really felt deeply led to create a faith-centered space where holistic healing remains both accessible and aligned with God's purpose. Now, why do we need to pivot? We need to have greater access. So many people can no longer afford higher priced wellness programs, period, end of story. Many people couldn't to begin with, not just no longer, but with the economy the way it's been over the last several years, they certainly are. It's become more of a luxury item to people rather than them seeing that they need to be able to do this for their own health improvement. Also, social media limits. It is limiting truth and fostering distractions. I have recently done some actual tests on this. And if I test anything that would be something that could cause angst, if I post anything that's even the least bit controversial, all of a sudden tons of people see it. If I post something about health and wellness and, hey, let me help you. This is something that we can do for you. Or, here's a really great low cost program for you or anything like that. It gets in front of nobody. Why? Because they want us to spend money on ads on social media. This is not just a matter of people not liking it. When you're a content creator, you actually get the numbers that show, it's called insights, how many people see it. On Facebook, I have roughly 22,000 followers across 2 different areas. And when I post something that is health related, I might have 43 people that actually see it. If I post something even mildly political, I'll have thousands of people that see it, because social media thrives on angst, thrives on, people that things that create division and gets everybody all riled up, and that's really sad. It really is sad, and I've proven it. I went on X to check my insights, and I don't have as many followers over there because I don't spend a lot of time over there, but I have about 1,300 followers, and 24 hours after a health related post that I posted, I had 3 people that saw it, not likes, 3 people that saw it. And right in there, it said, hey, boost your post. I get that all the time. And it's just not a great place for us to be trying to educate people anymore if we're not willing to fork out thousands of dollars on ads, and that's what they want us to do. I have some friends who do what I do, and it's pretty sick because they might start off with $100 ad and they have a lot of success. Well, the next time they don't have success unless it's $500, and then the next time they won't have success unless they pay $1,000. I have friends who spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month just to run ads on social media, and I'm just not going to do it. I just think that's sinister. And I would much rather spend your money much more wisely helping way more people than just making Meta and all these platforms rich. People also need trustworthy, uplifting guidance in one safe place. Even with me, when I have a client that I work with, I have some things that I have to keep on it out of the ease of the platforms. I have some things that I've kept on Facebook, some things through email, some things through a web-based lesson platform that I have. It's crazy how many different places that people go just to be able to keep up with the information that I have. And if that's how I have had to run my business, I am certain that other practitioners are the same. So you're getting a very disjointed information. So it's really hard to know. It becomes overwhelming. What do I do? What do I believe? Who do I trust if you're just getting snippets here and there? And I really do believe that God is calling Freedom Holistic Wellness to make healing accessible for everyone, no matter what. So my challenge that I'm facing and barriers to transformation, a lot of this I just shared. Rising costs and a difficult economy limits participation. Toxicity, ads, and algorithms discourage engagement. Y'all, not only are the ads a thing, and the toxicity, like if I'm not posting something that's, you know, gonna get the algorithms all excited because it's spicy, then it's not getting to people. And I didn't get into this line of work to play algorithm games. Yeah, I just didn't. I got in this line of work to help people, to come to true healing, and playing games with algorithms is not part of what I care to spend my life stressed about. And the algorithms discourage engagement. It's just a fact. Again, the fragmented education across platforms, and people feel isolated and overwhelmed on their wellness journey when they aren't getting everything in one single place. So here's my vision: a faith-rooted sanctuary for healing, where one community, where education, encouragement, and discipleship meet, free from ads, politics, and noise. Hallelujah. I want this to be affordable, spirit-led wellness access and real community accountability, and a place to grow in body, mind, and spirit. Now, yes, everything I do is faith-centered. It's a calling that God has put on my life to be able to teach people how to live as we were created, as He built us, beautifully and wonderfully made, or fearfully and wonderfully made, depending on which version you read, but perfectly and wonderfully made. But the bottom line is, I work with everybody. While I am always going to be faith-centered, I'm also always going to be open-armed and inclusive and welcoming, always going to foster a welcoming community for all. I serve people of all faiths or no faiths. But why does it make a difference to me to make this Christ-centered? Because there's a lot of Christians out there who have a bad taste in their mouth for holistic healthcare because of all the woo-woo providers out there. Just being honest. If you are afraid to get natural care because you're afraid of what spirits they're praying to and what all kinds of crazy stuff they're doing, that's a very real fear. And I understand that. When you're working with me, you are working with somebody who prays over her clients, who prays to the one God over all of her clients, and who absolutely loves like Jesus loves. And I am not going to bring in any other weird, other spiritual type healing methods that are not aligned with Christ. And so if you are a fellow Christian and that is something that has concerned you, I get it. I have been very picky about, finding a Christian acupuncturist, a Christian chiropractor, people that do homeopathic medicine that are Christian aligned. And there's so many dark forces out there in this world that it means a lot to me that you all know that no matter what, when you come to me, that's not what you're getting. That being said, I don't beat anybody over the head with a Bible. I love you like Jesus loves. I teach you and embrace you no matter your belief system. And I always will. I have spiritual growth modules that are optional. Members choose their level of engagement. You'll see in my new platform that I'm building that there's a temple wellness section, and it's fun. I love it. This is next level stuff from what I've done before, because my optional spiritual modules in the past have been completely self-directed. Hey, here's a book, a workbook. Go through, watch these videos, follow these lessons, and hope, let me know if you have any questions. This is interactive. We're going to do interactive Bible studies. We're going to be able to grow together spiritually and learn how that helps strengthen our mental, emotional, and physical health as well. So it's going to be a really neat area, but again, it's optional. So many, for those of you all who are kingdom focused and want to know why I even integrate this, although most kingdom focused people would not ask why, or what is, how is this benefiting God's kingdom? I've had a number of people who have come in for physical healing only into my programs. Once they have increased energy, have eliminated their brain fog, have mental clarity, all of a sudden they start realizing that maybe there's more to this life outside of themselves. And then they are interested in going in and going through these spiritual health modules and have actually come back and asked me questions. I have several that have gone back to church after decades of no church. I have had a couple that have even come to their faith in Christ and have joined church. So the ministry is definitely there. Again, all are welcome, but that area is something that is there for you when and if you're ready. And if you're never ready for it, that's okay. You're never going to be shamed into any of that. I just want you to recognize that healing belongs to everyone and hope is never exclusive. And that is going to be the case as long as I am living and breathing and still doing this, this for a living. All right, let's see here. So I'm going to start with what we're doing January 1st and work backwards to what we're doing now with the private sowers community. So January 1st, we are launching the public version of Freedom Holistic Wellness Community, where wholeness meets accessibility. Yes, I'm saying public version, but you'll understand why here in a second. This is a private membership, ad-free school community for all followers of Freedom Holistic Wellness, but it will be open to the public beginning January 1st. If you've never heard of School, SKOOL, it is a platform that the interface reminds me a lot of Facebook, but it is so much more organized. It allows me to be so much more organized. It is so wonderful. But when you go into our community, you are just in our community. You might choose to follow 50 other people in school, but when you go into the school community with Freedom Holistic Wellness, you are getting no ads. You are getting all us. You're getting everything organized. You're getting all of our education, all of our resources, what I like to call a practitioner in your pocket, because I have an area where we have ongoing area for Q&A and all kinds of information. So this is where every group, program, resource, and conversation will now live for Freedom Holistic Wellness. In the past, I have ran all of my group programs on Facebook because that's where I had the most followers. More and more people are tired of being on social media because of all the distraction that it causes. And I've been so desperately wanting to do something off of social media, and to find this has just been incredible. So I also have paid for the highest level of this platform so that when you all come to me, you get 0 ads. I don't know what other content creators in there that you may choose to follow do, but for me, I'm paying for the highest level. So in our little world of the Freedom Holistic Wellness community, you will never have an ad. We have no reason to deal with anybody who is they're just trolling and just wanting to bully people and all of that, because it's a paid membership. Nobody is going to spend money, and it's even a low cost, just to go in there and bully people. And so we aren't going to have keyboard warriors. We aren't going to have all of the craziness that you get when you're just trying to get information. I don't know about y'all. On Facebook, I used to be part of homesteaders groups and Christian groups and other health groups and things like that. And I got sick of all of the trolls. I got sick of all the bullies. You know, it's like you can't ask a question in there without 50 people telling you how dumb you are. And it can be a very intelligent question that you just are curious about. So It is just it's ridiculous. This platform will never be like that. Not only because I'm going to moderate it and not going to tolerate it, but because it is a paid membership private area. People aren't going to go in there just to troll you. So this is what every member receives when you join the platform. Okay, all seasonal and group programs. I'm so excited about this, y'all. In the past, I have run group programs that might run, you know, anywhere from 2 weeks to 8 or 10 weeks. I have done these, periodically, maybe for a year is about what I do. And in the past, they've all run $130 up to over $1,000 for these programs. Now, when you join this platform, I'm running them, and I'm running them consecutively, not just for a year. I'm going to be running them back to back to back to back, all the group programs, and you're getting them all at no added cost. That's huge. I have lots of clients of mine who have just done a 2 or 3 week program. It's totally changed their life. And now they are all in, their health is improved and everything. So not everybody that has gotten has realized true natural healing through my programs have been the ones that have spent thousands of dollars. That's absolutely not true. There have been a lot of people who have learned so much through these shorter term group programs and have done phenomenal. So now they're all going to be there. Just to give you an idea of what that looks like in 2025 alone, if somebody would have paid for every one of my group programs, they would have spent over $1,500. So now it's going to be included in this membership. Also, I've got an area that I'm calling Ask Dr. Wendy Sue Forum. Unlimited questions. Okay. I have on there a 72-hour response time. I've been answering people the same day. It's not hard. At least not now. Now, we get up to thousands of people in there, and that may change. But for right now, I mean, for me to say a 72-hour response time, I'm doing that just to account for my weekends, because I don't get on the weekends. But why does that sound like a big deal? Because I spend probably a dozen hours a week, no less than 10 hours a week, answering questions of people who are not my clients. And I don't mind, but it takes a lot of time, and a lot of it are duplicate questions. A lot of the things that I answer for people. So I thought, how perfect if somebody could put in this one platform, hey, here's this question I have. You're probably going to ask a question that 15 other people have, and now they'll have the answer and the resource. I put all my resource links in there. So, if you're looking for, I just got through before I went live answering a question about citrus bergamot. So I, explained what I know about it, and a decent link for it for what I would call a Wendy approved resource, because there's a lot of supplements out there that are garbage, y'all. So that way people know that when they go in there, oh, wow, this looks good. This is a brand that Wendy recommends. And so I put all of that in there. So also, the only functionality I have found that school does not have at this point that I have seen is an opportunity to ask anonymous questions. So, and as I'm speaking, I just realized I haven't put that in there yet. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to have an area in there where I have a Google form where you can send me an anonymous question. And once a week, I will go in and I'll take all the anonymous questions and I will type them all up and their answers, so that people who don't feel comfortable asking whatever question it is they have will still get their answer. Also, weekly health content and encouragement. A lot of people might see that and go, oh, big deal. This, along with these live Q&A sessions, are the meat behind the success of my programs. I'm telling you, especially my long-term programs and my private pay clients, when you have that weekly, regular encouragement in a live setting like that, or in a platform where other people are walking through their own health journeys, it is absolutely priceless. That is what keeps people wanting to stay engaged, because they have their own health journeys they're working on. And it is something that it keeps them going. You know, we talk about non-scale victories. We talk about, uh, weight loss for people who care about weight loss, about different things that they may be facing, and we can all lift each other up. In the live Q&A Zooms, I can't even begin to tell you how many amazing, unique questions I get in those. And so often somebody will ask me something and somebody else will say, oh yeah, that happened to me too. Or everybody's struggling to find coconut yogurt, and we can all talk about, where we've had success finding it, or whatever the situation is. So just so much support. That's something that is going to be super active beginning December, because we're going to work on building the momentum before we go public, which I'll explain that in a minute. Every single week, you're going to get meal plans, recipes, and grocery lists. Y'all, I have a weekly subscription service that people pay $317 a year for, and they love it. They love getting my my well-balanced meal plans, recipes, and shopping lists every single week. Now it's going to be included. I'm posting it in this group. So if you want them, great. Maybe you just want it for inspiration. Maybe you just want some new recipes, whatever. Maybe you are wanting to go through and do full-on meal plans and follow them. You're going to get them all. They're all going to be in this platform. Wendy approved product and resource library. This is going to be an ongoing, growing archive. This is another thing where I've had 2 different Facebook groups. I've had, I answer people through DMs. I answer people through email. I answer people through text. And I have resources out there all over the place. It's time to have them in one central location. I've had people ask me for this for years, and it's been so hard to manage because I take care of people in so many different places. I even tried to do it on my website, and it was just not easy to keep it up to date. Now it is. So I have, and I'll show you all when I'm done with the slideshow exactly what this looks like. But in the one of the tabs in there is the resources tabs, and I've got one section for supplements, one for foods or ingredients, and one for products. And anytime anybody asks me about something and I have a link or a picture or something that I can show that I'm using, or that I have recommended to use for other people to use, I put it right in there. So that is going to be an ongoing, growing list. Let's see here. Like I said, we're going to do the optional spiritual growth forum with live Bible studies and devotionals. We're starting our first one right after Thanksgiving on Advent. So excited about that. Just got my book yesterday. Every member, now hear this, I'm forever running different specials here and there through my email list, through social media, different things. Never running another special except for in this group. Okay. The reason is because when I was talking about how algorithms work, since I started doing that, Facebook has squashed me, X has squashed me, my email list, everything goes to spam because they want me to spend more money. Okay. So it is pointless for me to run ads and not ads, but run special offers for discounts on social media anymore, because they do not have the desired impact anymore. Used to be, it would be, okay, let me reduce my prices for this week by 15% so that I can reach more people, so I can make it a more manageable price for more people. And 20, 30 people would come to me. Now, when I do that, I might get 1 or 2. And it's not because people aren't interested. It's because people aren't seeing it. It is absolutely crazy. So I say all that to say that all of my discounts in the future will be run in this platform only. It's the only place it's going to be member exclusive. And every single day on every single product and service. If you're a member in here, you're automatically getting a 15% discount off of everything we do. That alone is huge as far as value goes. Also, something that not Wendy does, but what school does is provide you an affiliate link. So if you're getting in there, you're getting so much value for your membership, and you are realizing that this is a place that all your friends and family should be in, and you decide to share your affiliate link with them, you actually get money for the length of, or for the lifetime that you're in there and they're in there. I thought that was amazing. So that's something that you can do for anybody who cares about that. And every month, quarter, and annually, I'm going to be doing giveaways. That's going to grow with the community. When it's small, it might be a book. But when it is big, it could be whole destination retreats. It could be whole Barreau tabletop water filter systems. It could be a year of labs through Function Health. It could be, a starter pack of We Heart Nutrition supplements. It could be all kinds of things that I can share. But it will grow. The value will grow with the community. Now, that was all what every single member is going to get, no matter what, when we go live on January 1st. Why am I talking about this so loudly right now? Because we need to build momentum. This is the root of the movement. So what I want to introduce to you now is the Sowers community. This is private enrollment only now through December 31st or until we fill up. I will show you why I have to cap that here in just a minute, because my sowers are going to get a lot of benefits, and it is something that I have to be able to manage as the practitioner who will be taking care of them. So this is a small private founding circle invited to sow into this new ministry before its public launch. And what sowers are going to receive, in addition to everything I just listed, you're going to get the lifetime lowest monthly rate locked in forever and ever. It will never be at or below the level that you are coming in to this membership ever. I'm just, to honor you all, my founding people, I don't care how much I'm trying to push to get new members in there. I will never even match this level in the future, period, end of story. Also, instead of, I forgot to mention the 15% discount for all members, that has a 90-day waiting period. So once people have been members for 90 days, then they get a 15% discount on all services. For sowers, you are going to get a 25% discount. I already have some people who have already taken advantage of this. They came in and they're like, oh my goodness, I've been wanting to do your program. Let me come in. I'm going to do this. I'm sewing in. I'm doing the sowers community. And, I also want to do a one-to-one intensive. I've had several who have done this already. And to take advantage of that 25% discount. So that is also something that is not going to go away. And that starts day one immediately. No 90-day waiting period. I'm going to be doing, in addition to the 2 community Q&A meetings every month, I'm going to do 2 private sower only meetings each month. Now, why does that make a difference? Because if we grow to massive proportions, I still want my foundational group, who were the root of this movement, to not only feel like they're being sewed into, but also to be my voice. If I'm thinking about launching a new feature, I'm going to come to you all and say, hey, what do you need most from me? You guys are the foundational, the people that have helped me build this from the ground up. You're going to have a better idea of what is needed. And so you are the ones I'm going to be coming to and asking. Maybe I'm between a couple of different ideas for my next group program, or as I'm putting together my group calendar, my group program calendar for the next year or 6 months. I'm going to come to you guys and say, hey, here's what I want to do, but what do you all need? And you're going to get to help me determine when I need to create new group programs based on what you all need. Also, if you come in now, you're getting the Healthy Holidays program included because, like I said, all group programs are being run in this platform now. And I'm right now doing it for people who are in and out of the platform. So I'm doing it through Zoom. But it's given me a good opportunity to practice. Y'all, if you've ever done any of my old group programs, this is so amazing how organized this is allowing me to be. I'm able to keep everything in one little block. I'm going to show you where you can click on it, have all your resources, all your videos, all your meal plans, everything all in one place. It is phenomenal. It is so exciting how much easier it is to run and for you all to receive the information on this platform versus anything that I've ever done on Facebook or anywhere else. Now, one of the biggest reason why I have to cap this is because every single person in the sewers community is going to get 1 hour annual consult with me that you can break up in 15, 30, or 60-minute sessions. And I am blocking off a certain section of my calendar every month so that it is for sewers only. And that is so that you all don't have to compete as much with other people. I say every month. Really, I plan on doing it as a weekly block, but we'll see. No matter what, I'm going to have a large section of my time that is for sewers only. You all can absolutely schedule time anytime I'm available, but this will give you the opportunity to have more time available than everybody else has to schedule that time with me. Now, 1 hour doesn't sound like a lot. We can accomplish a lot, especially if you're breaking it up in multiple sessions. And that's every single year. And, you know, a lot of my clients are going to be getting a lot of their questions answered anyway through email, through the platform, the Ask Dr. Wendy Sue forum, through our Q&A sessions, through so many other things. This is a great opportunity for you to say, hey, you know, I've got these other questions that I just feel like I need to talk directly to you about, or I need to go through my lab work with you, or whatever that situation is. And so this gives you that opportunity. And then every single month, no matter what, no matter how big we get, one of those giveaways I do every month is going to be for sewers only. Now, why is that a big deal? I've seen some communities, some wellness communities on school as big as 60,000 people. If you are competing against 60,000 people for a giveaway, it's a lot less likely for you to be the one who receives it than if you're competing against a couple hundred. So it's every month to honor you all. I am always going to make sure that one of those giveaways are exclusively to you all. All right, cost benefit to every member. I've already really hit on this, so I'm not going to live on these two screens. But to every member, all group programs, just based on 2025 numbers, was minimum $1,500 a year. I'm going to be doubling the amount of group programs because this is where all my energy is going to be able to be focused. The weekly meal plan, recipes, and grocery list, $317 a year. Couldn't possibly put a price on the Ask Dr. Wendy Sue because I have had people schedule consults with me and pay almost $200 to meet with me just to ask them questions about supplements and things like that I could have answered in a forum like what I'm creating. So my hope is that people will utilize this a lot and save their money. You know, you see that as a value rather than feeling like they have to set up appointments with me just to go through their supplements or whatever the situation is. Some people might feel like they still need that one-to-one time, and that's great. I'm here for you. But what a great opportunity to be able to cut that for quite a few people so that they don't feel like they have to do that. The 15% off the services and products, the giveaways, the affiliate earnings, all these different things, estimated first year value, $1,800 to $2,500 or more, depending on how much you utilize it. I hope you'll utilize it a lot. And then add to that the cost benefit to the sewer, locked in lowest rate for life, just the first year alone with what the price will be in year one. That's a $234 value right there. Healthy Holidays program, if you take advantage of it. We're into week 3 now, so we're almost halfway through it. But at its full, all the information's still there, but at its full rate, it was just under $500. The 1-hour consult with me, $197. Getting 25% discount, it adds that much more value, and all the other priceless things. Knowing that you're supporting this mission and ministry is priceless. But the combined first year value for sewers, well over $2,700. Now, what does it cost? Because I know that's a question a lot of people have. And when you see all these big numbers of what the value is, I'm sure you're probably expecting a lot more than this. I don't want to rake anybody over the coals. That's the whole point of me creating this whole community. For those who see the vision, want to sow into this, want to be part of this new mission, I am asking for a seed offering up front of $203.17. That is based on that amount, that verse in our logo, 2 Corinthians 3:17, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. You will have the opportunity through my invoicing system to pay that in full, or you can pay in payments through Klarna or Afterpay, and that's as low as $18 a month. So there is a way to make this really inexpensive up front. Once you have committed, saying that you want to sow into this new community and be a part of this, then within 48 hours, although it's really been within the first day, it's just 48 hours if it's a weekend, I'm sending you the private school link, because it's right now it is not for just anybody in the public, private only. And then in school, you'll enroll at the sower's rate of $27 a month. It is the lowest it will ever be. And I base that on Colossians 2:7, rooted and built up in him. That is something that I believe that we are doing. We are building this as a foundation that is going to be just overflowing with thanksgiving, which is the end of that verse. You can also choose to pay that annually, which will save you 20% of $259. And I tried, because I'm asking for 2 different payments here. The seed offering is one time only, never to be asked again. The school community, you'll be paying that directly into that platform. I wanted to get a 30-day free trial. The most that I could get in there was 7 days. So when you go in there and sign up for the school community, for the sowers community in school, you are going to not be billed for 7 days. So if that makes a difference to you, at least it's not all hitting you at once. Here's the kicker. That price changes, and that opportunity to be in this public group ends December 31st. If you have paid your seed offering, you're one of my people, no matter what. Even if you wait to enter in the school platform, you've already committed. You're already one of my people. You've reserved your spot. But if you have reserved your spot, and remember in February that you never went in and did that second step, which is enrolling in the school platform, I have no way to go back and retroactively change that price. So I don't want you to forget to do that piece. I'm sure you're going to get emails from me reminding you, because I won't want you to miss out on that. The public launch rate beginning January 1st through March 31st is going to be $39 a month, and then it's going to increase April 1st. So early enrollment secures your legacy rate, period, end of story. And because of things that are like, going to be things I need to manage, like that 1-hour consult a year and things like that, I have to put a cap. So if we reach our maximum and we've reached that maximum, by Thanksgiving, and then somebody comes to me December 15th and says, oh, shoot, I really wanted to do it, I can't let anybody else in, and you'll just need to wait until January 1st at the higher rate. So please, please, please understand that I have to cap that, because I have to be able to manage the number of people that I will be working with. Now, how your sower seed is stewarded. So every contribution is used with intentionality and transparency to expand access to true healing. If full funding is not met immediately, these will be funded in this order based on the highest mission impact. Now, I did have somebody ask me today, what if it's not fully funded? Will you not do this? No, we don't believe failure is an option. We're rolling forward. It's just going to mean that I'm going to have my focus in multiple areas, and that is not my desire for this group. My desire for this group is to have the majority of my focus here. But that being said, when we are 40% funded, that is going to be able to have us fully launch the community platform, support development. It covers the community platform structure, curriculum creation, hosting, and moderation support. Keep in mind, I'm not the only employee that I have. I have other people that that work with me and for me, and so I've got a lot of people with their or several people, not a lot. It's not like I'm this massive conglomerate, but I have a number of people who have their hands in this to help me out. So this ensures that thousands of people can access a safe, ad-free, politics-free, spiritually life-giving space for healing and hope. The next 25% is going to be for scholarships and ministry outreach. This is such a huge dream of mine, and I'm going to share with you in a minute this on a bigger scale. But this is going to allow us to serve widows, single moms, people, new beginnings, like in halfway houses that are getting their lives together, pastors who might want to launch a program in their church, missionaries, and those in financial hardship. This is going to expand access to care beyond those who can afford private programs. This is such a huge calling of mine, to be able to work with way more people, especially in vulnerable populations. One area I really want to work with people is folks that are EBT recipients, so that they can learn how they can actually, there's this whole false narrative that says that you have to eat processed foods to eat cheap, and that's just garbage. That's not true. So I want to be able to work with people who receive EBT funds, so that they can learn how to spread that out even better in a healthy way for their families. The next 20% is going to go to program and content expansion, creating new course modules, live teachings, group challenges, and specialty healing pathways. This is going to make the community richer, deeper, and more transformative for every member long term. The next 10%, book publishing and educational print materials. This produces low-cost, high-value guides and workbooks. I have 2 more books in the works, and it's not cheap to get these things published properly for folks to be able to utilize these as low-cost options for them to learn. This makes healing accessible in physical form, freeing people from screens and digital overload. And then the last 5%, administrative and sustainability costs, minimal operational systems that make the entire mission function, allows long-term stability so the community doesn't fizzle, it endures. Now, why a strong sowers group matters. This is why I'm screaming so loud now, and why I need people excited now who want to jump in and help us now. This community was created to break the pattern where healing is only reachable for those who can afford one-to-one programs. When we have a robust, engaged foundation group, the community becomes lively, welcoming, and life-giving. New members joining when we open up in January are going to feel that momentum. That is going to keep them excited, especially when it's the whole new year, new me craze, and everybody's in there all excited about everything they're learning. This is going to get people excited to stay on board and to find and seek out true healing. Also, more people experience genuine transformation at a dramatically lower cost. When we have the ability to do this, we're going to be able to reach so many more people. And then I am able to pour the majority of my teaching, coaching, and ministry efforts into this one place, into this community, instead of only serving those who can afford private care. That is not my desire to put up this wall and say, oh, can't afford, these programs, then you have to stay out. I don't want to be a gatekeeper anymore. I want to be an open door where I can just let floods of people come in and be able to help them to learn a lot of how to heal themselves. So when the foundation is strong, access expands and the cost barrier comes down for everyone. If we build this up now, it is going to flip everything on its head. Right now I do the occasional group program and lots of private pay clients. Now it's going to be lots of group interaction, lots of group programs, lots of group support, and then the occasional private pay client. So financial transparency and heart posture. This is not about lining pockets. This is about shifting from a model where healing is limited to the few to a model where healing becomes reachable for the many. And this is something I haven't talked about in any of my 19 times that I have done this so far. This is number 20. But it's very important for me to tell you that every single business coach out there, every single person that teaches you how to be a virtual health professional tells you, forget the people that can't spend a lot of money. You need to just have these high dollar programs because that's your bread and butter. Y'all, in my heart, I can't do it anymore. It's not where my heart is. Do people need that level of care? Absolutely. And I will always be here for them. But I will be able to limit that and focus more on the majority because I don't want to forget the people who can't afford the high dollar programs. So it's just totally shifting the model. If the community is small, I have to continue focusing on one-to-one as my primary source of income to support my family and the smaller group programs. If the community is strong, then my energy is devoted to the community. Okay. Multiplying transformation for thousands at a fraction of the cost. So this is stewardship. This is ministry. And this is multiplying what God has already started in Freedom Holistic Wellness. Now, again, to stress the answer to that question I got today, does this mean that if we don't get a lot of people that I am, that this community is not going to be successful and I'm not going to continue with it? Absolutely not. I believe that God is going to see this through. I believe that this is something that is going to be a robust community, and failure is not an option. If it means that there is a little bit of a period of time where I have to focus heavily on two different directions, that's what I'm going to do. It is not the first time that I've had to bust my rear end to to make things happen. But I really, really, really hope you all can see the value in having something like this where we have access to for so many more people. And I am believing that he'll fully fund this work. Like I said, failure is not an option because the fruit is already evident. He knows how hard we've been working for people. I mean, the number of people who have seen true healing, who have lost over 100 pounds, who have come off of all of their medications, who have gotten their lives back and have told me in their 70s that they feel better than they did in their 20s. I mean, it's real. It's the real deal, y'all. And this is something that I want for everybody, not just for the few. Now, my scholarship vision, this is a big segue into that. Your seed helps someone receive care who otherwise couldn't. Each recipient is personally vetted for commitment and readiness to heal because let's be real, you got to be ready. I'm living proof of that. I went through years of yo-yo dieting and all I wanted was a quick fix. I have worked with people that come to me and hope I'm going to give them a quick fix. No, I'm going to help you transform your life, and we're going to do it the right way. And it's going to take time, and it's going to take both of us working at it. Okay. It's going to take me giving you good information that you need, and it's going to take you putting that information into practice. So if somebody is not ready, I'm not going to use scholarship dollars on them until they are. And when they are, my hope is we'll have lots available for people. Sowers are going to make this possible by giving beyond themselves. Now, a future goal of mine, and if we can get this first phase fully funded, like I'm hoping by December 31st, and even sooner if possible, then I plan on in early 2026 launching a 501c3. Now, I'm asking a very little amount where you're getting tremendous dollar value back. If I were a 501c3, I would be asking for large donations of people to fund something like this. That's not what I'm doing. Because I don't have that 501c3 launch now, I'm asking for a very little amount up front, where your the amount of value you're getting far exceeds that, which is something I could not do if I was operating as a 501c3. So again, this is a one-time opportunity before I am able to launch us into being able to reach way more people. But this is, again, something that is going to help fund the beginnings of this. Now, how to get started even on a tight budget. I've had some people that say, Wendy, I believe in this vision. Oh my goodness, I want to do this so badly. But $469 because of the two payments up front, or is it $462? $462 up front is not something that I can do. No worries. You can do it for as little as $45 up front. Okay, let me show you. The one-time sower seed offering is $203.17. If you use Klarna or Afterpay at checkout, it's as low as $18 a month. And then when you do part two and you go in and you join the community membership, choose the monthly option, $27 a month. That's $45. And then once that one-time sower seed offering is paid in full, that $18 drops off. You're at $27 forever. If the cost of this thing quadruples in the next 10 years, I don't anticipate that happening, but if it were to, it doesn't matter. If you're still a member and you are one of my founding people, you're still paying $27 a month, and that is it, or $259 a year to get even bigger savings. Also, this is kind of fun. I found out that I'm going to be able to run an affiliate special the first week of the year. So if you're already in there as one of the sowers, when you'll be all ready to go, you'll know who you want to invite, you'll know people you want to bring in. And if they come in and join us that first week of the year, when again, hello, everybody's really excited about their health, the affiliate commission's 50% for that week. So you're going to be able to get $19.50 per person that you bring in. So you can easily, with 3 people, more than pay for your both your sower seed offering and your monthly payment for school. And you can replenish every bit of that. Now, when I've mentioned that, I've had people say, well, how in the world does that help you? I thought you needed, this up front to make this switch. Yes, because when you do this now, you're helping us launch the community. You're helping us make sure that we have all of our moving parts in place before launch day on January 1st. We're building something together. If you end up getting the benefit of getting your money back as you're going through because you bring other people into the community, fantastic. I love that for you. And that's something that school offers. Again, that's not a Dr. Wendy Sue thing. That is the school platform has this really cool affiliate program. So I think that's amazing. So my long range vision is to eventually grow our team of integrative practitioners. I would like to get more like-minded people in there in the community who can join with me to help lead people. We already do have other holistic providers that are Christians, because that's going to mean a lot to me, that are doing herbalism. And I've got one who I love dearly that I'm hoping is going to come in and join us and is a personal trainer. Locally, if you're local to me, I've got acupuncturist and a massage therapist that are Christians. So I just really am looking to build our team of integrative practitioners long range. Also, expand our national impact for faith-based wellness virtually and in person, continuous discipleship and community growth. And if we can multiply our sowers, we can multiply healing and multiply hope. If we start out with hundreds instead of tens, we're going to multiply what our impact is in a big way. And that's why that is my desire for this initial private launch phase. The impact that your sower seed will have. You're going to make wellness education affordable for thousands. Fund ministries and healing scholarships, sustain a faith-centered wellness movement, and launch a kingdom legacy of healing and freedom. And again, I shared earlier that one of the foundational scriptures for this is Colossians 2:7, rooted and built up in him, established in the faith as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. So here's the invitation. Become a sower. Plant the first seed. Limited spots are open, and either till we're going to close December 31st or until filled. And this is something you will never see again. If 3 years from now, I want to have a big campaign to get people to join us, all of these benefits that the sowers are getting now, this lifelong low rate that the sowers are getting now, this is never going to be available again. This is now because you are having the faith in me and in us to build a community from the ground up. And this is something that is a one-time only opportunity. All right. Why your yes matters now more than later. I don't like that I put not later. Your yes is always going to matter. But why it matters now more than later. Because our public launch begins January 1st. And the vision is to open the doors to a community that has already become alive, engaged, supportive, overflowing with encouragement and testimony. While enrollment to sowers opens until, or is going to remain open until December 31st or until spots are filled, waiting until the deadline reduces that momentum. And it reduces the strength of the community when the public joins us on day one. So my hope is to get the majority of people in there for this sowers community by Thanksgiving, so that when we are really hard and heavy, I'm going to run a full month as normal beginning December 1st. Right now, I'm just kind of putting new things in there. We're having a lot of engagement. It's a lot of fun. People are getting a lot of information, getting their questions answered. But December 1st, we're going to start on a normal rotation of the way I'm going to be doing posts, the way I'm going to be, I'm already doing a group program, but the Advent study for those that are interested in the Bible studies, we're going to be doing all of this stuff. And so if I can get people in now so that when we get rolling, it is just going to build momentum more and more and more, so that when we open up January 1st, it's going to be incredible. So to launch well and to make this community affordable and accessible to thousands, we need to have the majority of the sowers group in place before the public launch preparation begins. The sooner we are funded, the sooner we can build out the full teaching calendar. And if you're one of my sowers, you're going to help me determine what that looks like. Finalize scholarship availability, prepare our welcome teams, and begin growing the culture of this community from the inside out. You are not just joining, you are helping build the environment that others will one day heal inside of. And that is so true. That is so true. So I'm not going to live on this screen. This is just letting you know that if you have any desire, because it is the season of gift giving, to give somebody the gift of this membership, let me know. I can show you how to do that, whether it be that you want to gift the sower seed offering or the school first year, or both. Just let me know, reach out to me, and I can certainly help you navigate that. This is my enrollment link and contact info. I'm going to post all that everywhere that this is going live so that you all will have that. And then just my closing to the slideshow, I do want to show you all what the actual community looks like. Is that together we will help people to be fueled for their calling and to see the harvest of healing that God desires. The book I'm actually writing right now is called Fuel for the Calling. It's something that I really do believe is a big part of our calling, is making sure that when you are fueling yourself properly, you don't have all of the distractions in your life, including social media. That is a big one, but all the physical distractions, all the focus on your disease, focus on your pain. It's keeping your mind off of what God is calling you to. And so I really, really am feeling led to help more and more people realize this. So for this, this community as a whole, the whole foundation is going to be based on freedom, wholeness, community, and faith. And we are believing for full funding, not because of numbers, but because of purpose. This mission is too important, and the fruit has already begun. We trust God to move hearts, and we will steward every seed well that you all entrust us with. So let me stop sharing my screen. If I can figure out how, y'all. This is the first time I've ever shared a screen on this. Here we go. Okay. Now, I want to share my screen so that you guys can see what the community looks like. So excited about this. So as you see, I hope you can see it. Yes, okay. I wanted to click back over. It looks a lot like a Facebook interface, but it's so much more organized. So this is, you've got a bunch of different tabs across here, but under each one, you'll have different categories. So like under community, this is where you'll see all posts, general discussion. Here's my Ask Dr. Wendy Sue forum, where I've had people ask me anything from xanthan gum and cassava flour and how to find wild-caught salmon that's good for people who have histamine issues, and the citrus bergamot. So lots of questions in there already. This is the Wendy approved resources that I was telling you all about. Here's a supplement resource library. So got lots of different options in here, and this will just keep growing as more and more people ask me for things that they need. Product resources, and this will keep growing as well. Who knew they needed a stainless steel baguette pan? I'm telling you, it's incredible. Food resource library. So this is just going to be, I was able to put store links for store locators for people who are struggling to find, coconut yogurt and coconut milk, xanthan gum link. So just different resources here, and that will get much, much bigger. This is the temple wellness area I told you all about. This is going to be, right now we're running a poll on when everybody wants to meet for the Advent study. This is the study we're going to be doing. How can we pray for you? So this is just getting launched. Recipes and e-cookbooks. I put my holiday e-cookbook in here, and guess what? Because I was able to list all of the titles of what is in this PDF, when you hit the search bar at the top, you don't have to wonder, what e-cookbook did Wendy put that recipe in. So now you can go cornbread, and boom, there's cornbread. All right. Weekly meal plans and recipes. This is something I love. Anybody that's been getting these from me for years, whether you're a client or somebody in my weekly subscription or whatever the situation is, I've always emailed these. Now, PDF, boom. You've got the whole thing here. You can download it or you can just refer back to this page. You've got your meal plan. You've got your nutritional information. You've got your grocery list. And the recipes begin. I just love having that all in one place. So helpful. All right, now let's go back up here. I love that they give you this reminder on the homepage of the next thing that we have on our calendar. So this is the classroom. This is so amazing. This makes life so much easier for anybody doing my group programs. So you just click on Healthy Holidays. Look, I've got all the meal plans for the 3 weeks, the seminar recordings for week 1 and 2, because we haven't had week 3 yet, the seminar notes for week 1 and 2. This is the e-cookbook that I just showed you all. So it is all here, all in one place. And eventually I'll have multiple courses going on in here. I'm only going to run one at a time, but the information will be there. So you guys can, refer back. Maybe you aren't ready to do Sugar Busters when we do it in January, and you decide in March you need to do Sugar Busters. You'll be able to click in here in Sugar Busters and get all of your information that we have already covered. Calendar, I love this. And this is just going to keep growing too. So you've got our Sowers community meetings in here, our Healthy Holidays meetings we've had. This was our retreat last weekend. And, the most amazing part, you click on it and there's the Zoom link. Did Wendy email me my Zoom link? I don't know where I put it, blah, 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 blah. It's all right there on the calendar. So way more user-friendly, and there's more things in here, but it's just, your typical stuff, like community type stuff, looking at who all's in here and everything. But this is something that I couldn't be more excited about. I've got a welcome video here when you come in. And yeah, tons of information. So I'm going to stop sharing. That is it. This is the launch. This is the start of it. So I hope you all hear my heart in this. I hope you understand the value of what a difference it'll make if we have a bunch of people able to spend a very low dollar amount to be able to get care, to be able to get education, to be able to ask unlimited questions for their health improvement. This is something I have dreamed of and had no idea how to get it launched. And so I am asking you today with just so much urgency that you pray about it and be willing to help us in this foundational phase. If you're looking at this and going, hey, cool, I'll probably do that in about 6 months. Great. We look forward to having you in there. But who I need right now are the ones who are willing to be my foundational sowers group, who I am going to, just so much back into for years to come. If you join, you stay with me through this, you are always going to be my foundation, my root people, no matter how many thousands of people end up in this group one day. You guys are my core. And always will be. You will get those benefits for life. You will get that low price for life. I'm hoping that this grows to something that's so incredible that, it ends up being so much more value, and we're having to hire more practitioners to come in. And then maybe the price might have to go up a little bit so that we can afford other practitioners. But that won't affect you. If you're joining now at the Sowers Community rate, you will be at $27 a month or $259 a year forever. Forever. So I will end this stream. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these all throughout the different platforms. I wanted to do one that broadcasted to everybody across the multiple platforms I'm able to with my podcasting platform that I use. And I'm going to go live in multiple different Facebook groups. I'm going to go live on X. I'm going to possibly go live on YouTube, but they like to squash me over there. They proudly tell us that they squash us because we dare talk about natural health benefits. It's insane. But I am going to get this out to as many people as possible over the course of the next week before Thanksgiving, because I really do believe that God's going to let us get to enough people to get this fully funded. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let me just check real quick while I'm on here if I have any that I can actually see, because unfortunately it does get squashed. Well, it says I'm live. Okay, here we are. All right, no questions in there. Let me check Freedom Holistic. No questions in there. I'm only doing this because I'm live, y'all. I just want to make sure that nobody has any live questions that I need to address. No questions on X. Okay, no questions. I guess that means everybody wants to join, has all the information they need. I'm just teasing. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. Underneath every single one of these videos, if you give me just a couple minutes, once I hit end stream on this, I am going to post the links. Please, please, please join us. Please, please, please prayerfully consider supporting us in this way. Your impact is going to be massive on to thousands of lives. And just to be able to expand our ministry in such a big way like this, after so many hundreds have already received so much information that has helped them to heal naturally, I'm just, no words can describe how grateful I am that God has given me this calling. And it started 14 years ago when my son was sick. And, you often ask yourself when you're going through a hard time like that, why God, why is this happening? I was so mad at him when all this was first happening with my son, because he knew my greatest fear on this earth, because I had my baby so young, is to lose my children before I'm gone, and to have my son go through something that we thought we were going to lose him, only to then have my eyes open to how horrible the food and the medical system is in our country that I was a part of. And then to realize that we could walk him through to complete healing in 5 weeks after we changed his diet. Y'all, it changed my life. It changed my son's life. My son is living this amazing, vibrant life, owns his own business, very active. He's a contractor, and he, builds all the things. He's married. I mean, I can't imagine what his life would have been if he would have gone the conventional route. For 9 months, they were giving him pills, procedures, and he was getting sicker and sicker and sicker, until I learned and did my own research on all of this. And that was when God called me into this. In 5 weeks, we got him off all of his medicines except for his insulin, because he's a type 1 diabetic. He'll be on that forever until they come up with a way to eliminate that. But we got him off all of his medicines, and he ran a 10K, y'all. From bedridden to 10K in 5 weeks' time. It matters. It makes a difference. And so I am just so honored that God has called me into this life to be able to teach so many others about true healing that he has for us. If we just stop with all the chemicals, stop with all the man-made garbage. And I'm going to step out here and I'm going to tell you, a lot of you all have heard me say this before. This is spiritual warfare. All of these chemicals, all of these things that we have been poisoning ourselves with are keeping us distracted, creating brain fog, creating disease, creating so many health problems. I can't imagine a better way for the enemy to attack us, especially my Christian brothers and sisters. What do we do every time we get together? We eat, and I love that. I love to eat. But we come from a world where a lot of us, it's pizzas and donuts. You know, that's the easy thing. Well, let's just order in pizza for everybody at the church. That's another piece of this. When I can start to work with more people and I can get some pastors on board to let me help their parishioners, their congregation, realize better healing, realize natural health. Oh my goodness. The possibilities are endless, y'all. We've got to strengthen God's kingdom. And I'll leave you with this. When I realized that this was a ministry, when I realized this was more than just helping people heal, it was several years ago, and I'm sitting in church, and my pastor at the time, whatever it was he was talking about, I remember he was making the point that you never know what your impact will be, that you can think you're just pitching a baseball to a kid, and then that kid ends up going on to do big things, and maybe his grandbabies or, leading some Christian youth organization. You don't know what your impact is. But all of a sudden, Proverbs 31:17 was laid on my heart while I was sitting there in the pew. And it's where, if any of you ladies have ever studied the Proverbs 31 woman, she's my favorite. I love her. But it's where it talks about her arms being strong for her tasks. And all of a sudden, it was just laid so heavily on me that, our arms are not strong for our tasks anymore, y'all. We are not strengthened for the tasks that we are being called to because the enemy has done such an amazing job of poisoning us, of making us sicker, of making us overweight, of making us have chronic pain. And that's where I'm trying to step in. Anywhere I can help God's people to become the healthiest possible versions of themselves, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I have talked long enough, hour and a half, but I just really needed to share this. And actually, this is going to be short, y'all, because I'm telling you, next week, if we have not seen full funding by next week, I'm doing live telethon type versions of this. Okay. I'm going to be talking nonstop, trying to share with people just how profound of a ministry this is going to be and trying to get people on board. So if you want to prevent me from doing that next week, join me this week so that I can get us fully funded and we don't have to do that. But no, I'm excited. I love to share. And I will go live as long as I need to get people to understand just what a powerful impact this will have on potentially many thousands. So thank you guys for listening. I've had quite a few people hang in there with me the whole time. I'm so grateful to you. And once this live stream has ended, please look for the link. I'm going to post it for you all in every single place that I've gone live, for you all to join me by paying that $203.17 for your sower seed offering, or like I said, you can break it up in payments through Klarna or Afterpay at checkout. And let's get this going. So excited. Thank you all.